Welcome back. Sorry I missed you last week. I had sickness run through me like it was like taking care of a bad habit. So thankfully we're back, and this is the sixth episode of the Chiron Collective Podcast. So going into today's topic, we are going to be talking about cortisol and the effects that it has on the body. Now, understanding what cortisol is, everybody is stressed. Cortisol is known as the stress hormone. Cortisol is produced within the adrenal glands. Now, with the adrenal glands, it is a response to the stress that we are experiencing within our body. Like I said, it's commonly referred to as the stress hormone. So if you're constantly being stressed, that's an obvious, because we're human beings and we have emotions. Some people a lot more than others, but that's neither here nor there. So, with that being said, the stress hormone, it's important to understand that there are more things that go beyond this. And what I mean by this is we need to understand what cortisol does for everybody. So, cortisol is it it regulates our metabolism. It regulates the metabolism of fats and proteins and carbohydrates, and it controls our blood sugar levels, supports our blood pressure regulation, reduces inflammation, um, and helps with memory formation and mood. This also helps manage the sleep wake cycle. Now, all of this is crazy to understand because there are so many negative effects that cortisol has on the body. And so the thing that I want to help you guys do is I want to help you understand how to regulate your cortisol without having to take any sort of medication to combat against it. Now, um, it plays a massive role in our energy and our alertness and in our fight or flight mode. And I think that the one thing that people that can experience with stress is an elevation on their weight gain, muscle loss, and even poor sleep. So, um, the signs that you have high cortisol is you have trouble sleeping. I know plenty of people that have trouble sleeping. You have increased belly fat, you have sugar cravings, you have mood swings, you have brain fog. All of these things are caused by excess levels of cortisol. And so the things that you need to do to prioritize your life, we've talked about that before too, but the things to prioritize and help to lower your cortisol is you need to focus on sleep. Now, if you have an issue with sleep, something that you can do is you can apply some magnesium. Is not, to me, is not medication. Magnesium is something that is produced, and um, so magnesium is something you can use as a lotion. We started using magnesium on our kids' feet, rubbing their feet with magnesium before bed. It is a great way to calm their system without having to stuff them full of melatonin, because our bodies naturally produce melatonin. Um, but with magnesium, that lotion can help obviously calm you. And so what my suggestion would be is, if you have a hard time sleeping right now due to your high levels of cortisol, um, I would say get a magnesium lotion. To me, or my wife found it at the health market in Willowbrook Mall. And so go grab yourself some of that. I think it was $11 for a tube of it, and it's actually worked great for our kids. So magnesium lotion. The other thing you guys can do is work on what's called box breathing. So focusing on how you breathe nasally in for 4 seconds. So you breathe in for four full seconds, hold that for 7 seconds, and then I want you to exhale for 8 seconds. If you ever feel like things are out of control, get to a quiet place and focus on box breathing. In for 4, hold for 7, and then let that out for 8. Walking, especially in the AM, fasted, will naturally help reduce your cortisol levels. I know sometimes it's hard for us to wake up in the morning, or we don't want to get up and do the things, or go to the gym, or go walk, but go to the gym, go for the walk, and do it fasted. It'll be okay. The other thing is something that we're hoping to get into very soon would be cold exposure and heat exposure. The contrast between the two, and that's going to be on a later podcast, are exponential in the benefits that it applies in terms of the hormonal release that you guys will get with serotonin and dopamine. And those things are, it's that high, gives us that high, that feeling that you have after an intense workout or after a lifting session, that good feeling. That is what you want. And so that can be a great way to combat against cortisol. The other part of it is we're looking at strength training over high intensity interval training. And the reason why you say that is it's better for us to focus on strength training when we have high levels of cortisol with moderate volume because it will help lower our central nervous system fatigue. Many coaches out there don't understand the fact that we can't always be beating on ourselves daily and expecting to recover better, expecting to have less cortisol within the body. Your central nervous system has to be a focus if you are doing any sort of training methodology. So if your gym does not have a training methodology, ask your coach. If they don't have a training methodology, it's time to find a new gym. So there's that piece. Adaptogens. And again, these are optional things. This is just throwing this out there for you. This is not medical advice. This is just my own research over the years, noticing things and how to help people. And so ashwagandha is something that is great, just naturally helping to reduce cortisol, kind of bring your mood down, helping you feel a little bit more relaxed. Not in a weird way, but just kind of helps bring things down. Caffeine timing. I know so many people that have coffee in the morning, which is fine, but caffeine timing, so delaying caffeine by about 90 minutes after you wake, is a great way that you can kind of bring down your cortisol, because you'll have time to actually get some food, hopefully, within your system, and then introduce the caffeine if that's something you need to have. A detox, a digital detox. How many of us are stuck and glued to our phones? That can also increase cortisol levels. And so I'd say about an hour or two before bed, get off of your phone, reduce the blue light that's coming off of that, and I think that you will automatically help kind of lower your cholesterol just based off of that. The things that we also need to go into is these mindset shifts. When we have mindset shifts on our perception of what stress is, that can help to either increase or it can decrease. So if our perception of stress is like constantly worrying about the next thing rather than focusing on what's in front of us, that is going to obviously increase our cortisol. So learning how to control the things that we can and let go of the things that we can't control, because there are plenty of things in our life that we cannot control. And if we focus on the things that we can control, I promise you, you're going to live a happier life. And so that's a mindset shift. Basically learning how to respond rather than just react. Like, think before you say something I have had to learn the hard way in my life. But I think that it's important to understand how to respond rather than that quick jolt reaction to scenarios that cause a lot more stress, or that are unexpected. Let's just say it like that. Things that are unexpected may cause us to react in a more aggressive way. And my suggestion is that you learn how to respond rather than have those quick jolt reactions. So in closing, cortisol is not necessarily the enemy here, but balance is the goal. Learning how to master your stress through a routine of breathing and movement and awareness is the first step in making sure that you can learn how to lower and balance your cholesterol. So I hope that was something of value to you guys. I hope you were able to gain something out of this. Getting back into the swing of this podcast, the goal is to apply more information for you guys, to make this bigger, to make this better. And hopefully, again, you're taking something of great value from this that you can apply to your life and help change it. So hopefully you guys have a great day. I hope that you have a chance to actually apply some of these practices. And other than that, guys, share this, like it, love it, do what you want with it, enjoy your day, and I'll see you soon, my friends.